Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm just going to kind of go over what a laryngectomy is and what some of your options for speech post-operation are. So feel free to ask me any questions along the way. So to start, a laryngectomy is the surgical removal of the larynx, and the larynx houses your vocal cords, which allow you to produce sound. And it also connects your nose and mouth to your lungs and protects your breathing system by keeping the things you eat or drink in your esophagus and out of your lungs. So, after your laryngectomy, you will need to learn a new way to swallow and breathe. So, you will have a surgical hole inserted into your neck called a stoma, which is a substitute for your normal breathing pathway. So, I'm going to pull up a diagram real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so on the left, it shows like a normal breathing function, and on the right is after the laryngectomy. So the diagram on the left shows the airflow going from the lungs up through the trachea, the larynx, and the mouth. And then the second diagram shows the air going from the lungs, then out through the stoma. So do you have any questions about that?
Mm-mm.
Right? And so after surgery, you will be closely monitored for a couple of days in the hospital, and you won't be able to eat through your mouth while your throat heals, so a feeding tube will be inserted. And you will then learn how to swallow again and how to communicate without your larynx. So, communicating after your laryngectomy will be kind of difficult, but it is definitely not impossible. So, we can discuss your communication options further after surgery, but I will go ahead and tell you three common types of ways that people communicate after a laryngectomy. So, the first one is voice prosthesis, and this is where a valve is put in that allows you to make sounds by pushing air from your lungs out through the valve and up into your mouth. You would cover your stoma with your fingers so that the air goes out through the valve and not out of the stoma. The next is electrolarynx, which is a battery operated machine that produces sound for you to create a voice. And so while you press the button on the machine, it makes sound. And if you move your tongue and mouth, you can hear or you can form sounds into words. And so, lastly, there is esophageal speech, which would be taught soon after recovery. And it is the process where you move air down into your food pipe, and the air passes through the muscles in your throat and causes vibration. And you learn to use these vibrations and turn them into speech by moving your mouth and your lips. So, do you have any questions about any of these ways of communication or anything else?
I do not.
And so, as I said, we can discuss your options further after surgery, but our main goal is to keep your life as normal as possible and to give you the opportunity to reach your communication needs. So, that is all I have for you today. If you have any more questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.